Let's talk a little bit about passion and excitement. I hear a lot of conflicting advice about passion. First, passion is an interesting thing because, and I've said it for years, I've heard it for years, and I really haven't given it a lot of thought until just recently. When you hear people say, and they throw this around all the time, it becomes cliche, follow your passion, right? You've heard me say it, follow your passion. And what exactly does that mean? Because if your passion isn't giving you any kind of reward in return, especially in business, I hate to say this, but monetary reward, but let's talk about that for a second, because monetary reward is so important. You can become so deflated so fast if you're not making a profit, and you can't stay in business. And so a lot of people, they think that they're being noble to say, I'm not going to make any profits, or I'll keep my profits low. I don't want to gouge people. I don't want to this or that. And while I'm all in favor of not gouging people because that's just ugly, you have to make a profit, and your passion needs to make you a profit. And there is nothing wrong with that. There's nothing evil or wicked about turning your passion into a profit. So pursue your passion is, I think, it's a misguided piece of advice because by itself, it doesn't mean much. There has to be some definers that go along with it. Otherwise, okay, pursue your passion, but to what extent? And what if you have multiple passions? And what if there are things you're passionate about that you don't know you're passionate about because they've never worked before? And you start doing something and it starts working and it starts making you money, guess what? The passion follows you. And I think that's entirely possible. So I did a whole episode earlier on following, and the reason why following your passion is important. And that's so true, and it's still true because you have to have the energy. So pursue something you're excited about. Okay? Excited is fleeting. It can come and go. You can get excited, especially if you're like me, if you're an entrepreneur, you can get excited about the stock market. You hear a commercial on the radio, and all of a sudden you're like, man, I could do that. Yeah, well, why not? And all of a sudden your plans whoosh, out the window, right? And you're excited about the next shiny object. Squirrel. And you try new things. Well, that's good and bad. It's a curse for me because it's hard for me to stick with any one thing for an extended period of time. But that's excitement. You hear something, you see something, you smell something, you taste something, boom, all of a sudden that's your new favorite thing and that's what you're doing. Well, in entrepreneurialism, that's dangerous because you're not grounded in any one thing long enough to give it a viable chance to know if it'll even work. So you live constantly being discouraged at a whole bunch of failures. Welcome to the story of my life. I've had that happen to me so much over the years, it's not even funny. And so passion can be misleading. It can be because it's not quantified or qualified with the rest of the advice that needs to go along with it. There's a few disclaimers, I guess. By itself, it only means so much. Pursue your passion, yes, kind of, ish, and a little asterisk and a few disclaimers at the bottom that you should also read about. So let's talk about excitement. Even though I just did, but excitement is interesting because excitement is like a tease into what could be a passion. That's kind of one of the ways that I see excitement. Something that gets you excited may not be your passion, but something caused some excitement, and if you're exploring and you're curious, that curiosity leads you into it because it's exciting, but it might just be exciting for a day, and you wake up the next day and it's not as exciting as you thought it was. You ever done that? You ever seen something where a business idea or a thought or, maybe even like, I don't know why I thought of this, but like a vacation idea or something. You're like, oh, it would be so cool. And all of a sudden for like the next 2 hours, it's like this burning, intense, cool idea. And somehow, you don't know how, but somehow you're going to make it work. And then like the next day you wake up and you think about it and you're like, that was stupid. Who was I even? That was Like, not even, I don't know. Like, it would be okay, but I'm not really excited about it anymore. So excitement is like that. It's this emotional impulse that we feel about something that's fleeting. It doesn't last. Excitement comes and goes. Okay, a passion is a marathon. Excitement is a sprint. And we have to be careful with both of them. I think an excitement, something exciting, can turn into a passion. And I think a passion can wear off on you if you're not turning results. And I think there's a lot of crazy thoughts going through my mind. But tell me about what you think. What have you experienced? I love this question, this topic about pursuing your passion, because I really think we have to be careful throwing that around. A lot of younger kids are like, oh yeah, pursue your passion, go do this and that, and follow your dreams, these phrases, but they hold a lot of weight. And we have to be careful what we say, because there's a lot of people that have discovered their passion. They haven't followed it, they've discovered it by trying things and following their excitement. Just, FYI. But anyways, so there's a few thoughts on excitement versus passion, and I'd love to hear what you think. What have you experienced? Have you pursued your passion, and if you followed any kind of excitement down that's turned into a passion, or have you been served well in your life by following the advice of pursue your passion? Has that been a good, solid, sound piece of advice for you? And maybe I'm just, in left field, talking here about pursuing your passion being, this kind of wide open thing that we all throw around. So love to hear your thoughts. Comment below. Let me know what you think, because passion and excitement, those types of things, they fold in very directly into our goals, because you're going to set your goals around the things that you're pursuing. Not necessarily your passion, but your excitement, things you're curious about, things you're trying, problems you're trying to solve. That all takes energy and excitement and a certain level of passion, I would think. So as you're setting your goals, how does that play into it? How does pursue your passion work with your goal setting program? Well, if you haven't yet, you just looked at this card. It's 3by5goals.com. Everything's on here. This is how I set goals. I love it. I hope it's for you. It may or may not be. It's not for everyone, but it works for me. It's very simple, and I encourage you to try it out. But as you do so, please follow me on Facebook, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and comment below. Let me know what you think about the idea of following your